Hello you guys, so this is my first get ready with me. So I'm going to start off by rolling my hair. This is like a very, very important part of my getting ready because it allows my hair to settle in the curl form of the roller, and these Velcro rollers give me a lot of volume. So I'm going to do a story time while I do this get ready with me. So just watch as I show you how I roll my hair. My hair is currently cut into a flip, so I'm rolling everything upwards. And let's go. So I asked my subscriber side, what should I do my story time about? Everyone chose for me to talk about how I got into my relationship with my girlfriend. So if you don't know me, I've always dated men. I am attracted to men, all that good stuff, right? One night I went out with one of my homegirls and a young lady started talking to her, and my friend kind of had a little attitude. So I was, trying to overcompensate and be nice. And so another young lady came down and I was like, okay, these two lesbian chicks, okay, whatever. So my girlfriend had asked if she could buy me a drink. And I said, I'm not really a big drinker. I just pretty much smoke hookah. So she was like, okay, I'll buy you a refill, but you got to smoke it down here with me. So I was like, okay, sure, no problem. So by the time the hookah came, I went down there and smoked with her and her cousin, because that was who the other girl was. And I was like, you know what? I want to keep in touch with them because they both were having good conversation. We were talking about a lot of just important things. And I felt like, you know what? No one in my circle is talking about like real estate and investing and all those sorts of things. So let me, forget that they're gay or whatever. Let me, keep them in my back pocket and become friends so we can have mature conversations. So I had told my girlfriend that I would show her around because at the time she was living in Houston and she wanted to go out for brunch. I forgot that I committed to take my friend all the way to DC, so I missed brunch with my girlfriend. So on Monday, I text her and I said, hey, sorry I didn't hit you up yesterday. I had to, run an errand with my friend. But if you have time or if you're still in town, we can go to lunch. So we went to Escobar for lunch and we talked and all that jazz or whatever. And everything was cool. So this was like in November or at the end of November. Now the reason or how she became my girlfriend is because literally she would come down every week or every 2 weeks and she just courted me the way I wanted to be courted. So while I still was not interested in dating a woman per se, she was treating me the way I wanted to be treated. And I think that God has such a humor because when I was in high school, I had a first love and I had prayed for the next person to just be all these certain things. And I got that. And while I was dating that person, we ended up breaking up just from distance. Nothing bad happened. But me and my college sweetheart, I prayed for someone who had a more open mind than him because he was very into, staying where he was, very small-minded. But he was sweet. He wasn't a cheater. He wasn't a liar. So in that space, because he was everything I asked for, I only asked for things that he did not have as opposed to asking for what he had plus. So the next guy was fun, open-minded, and all the things I asked for, but he was a liar and a cheater. So after that situation, I, prayed for someone. If he weren't for me, take him out of my life. And then I asked for someone who treated me the way I wanted to be treated and all the things that fall under that category. And boom, here comes my girlfriend. So, God is funny, like I said. So I wasn't saying a man, I was saying someone. And God gave me just that. Like, my girlfriend is definitely my equal. We have the same frame of thinking. She is very, very inspirational. I just love everything about her. And there's no one else I'd rather be with. So digressing, to spice up the story a little bit, it took about 3 months for her to become my girlfriend because, like I said, she was courting me, right, and taking me places I wanted to go. I was taking her places. We were buying each other little gifts, and she would always ask me, like, you're still not going to give me a chance because I'm a girl. And I would say, yeah, no, I'm just not really interested, but I'm enjoying hanging out with you. And literally every time she came in town, I was hanging with her. We would either go get a hotel room because I was in the process of buying a house at the time. So we either go get a hotel room or go somewhere secluded or just, hang out. And it would be no funny stuff, no funny business. Just wanted to spend all my time with her. So boom, let's look at this face real quick. As you notice, I'm having a kind of difficult time with my beauty blender. I made a big mistake. Don't ever put alcohol on your sponges. One day I was washing my sponges and I thought, you know what, I'm disinfecting. Let me spray some, this alcohol-based spray on it. And I see that it is eating up all of my makeup sponges. So I'm going to have to replace all of my makeup sponges. I know, just womp womp. Anywho, so yes, it took a while for me and my girlfriend to start dating. So that was in November when I met her. So around Valentine's Day of the next year was when we were talking about becoming official, and everything ended up working out. So I've been with my girlfriend ever since. As soon as my mother passed away, my girlfriend packed up all of her belongings and came to be with me immediately. And I will forever love her for that. And that is kind of how we just stuck together. She was looking for apartments, but by the time I was grieving and everything, it was just kind of like, well, this is home now. So I had just moved into my home. She pretty much moved in with me, and that was our home. So now we live here in Texas, and we're going on our 4th year, and everything is going good. But I decided to turn the topic a little bit. So me having a girlfriend has really changed the way people think about me or talk to me. Like, guys will tell my friends things like, hey, where's your gay friend? Or let's say a guy asks a question on social media. If I answer it, they'll be like, oh, I wasn't talking to gay women. And it really bothers me. Not because I am ashamed of dating a woman. I just never really considered myself gay or a lesbian or part of that lifestyle, because I am not interested in women, plural. I'm interested in my woman. Now, mind you, I'm still not ashamed of being into my girlfriend, but I hate feeling like people are excluding me from something because I made a different choice. I have fallen out with several men that were my quote-unquote friends because of smart things they've had to say about my relationship. Any guy I've ever dated, I'm not going to say every guy I've ever dated, but most of the guys I've dated have tried to say things to me to lure me back to them. But I'm like, why would I give up something great for someone who I know will leave me in the dark? Like, every male I have dated has had some sort of issue with whether it be lying, whether it be cheating, whether it just not be they were not for me. And there's nothing that my girlfriend does that makes me not want to be with her. There would never be a reason why I will leave her to go back to anyone I've ever been with. Obviously, I'm not with those people for a reason. There's nothing wrong in my relationship. My girlfriend has never lied to me. My girlfriend has never harmed me, put me in harm's way. And I love that for me. I would never leave a situation that's already put together for other people who have already failed me. So I'm going to give you guys an example. Like, I have an ex-friend of mine who, I guess we used to flirt back in the day, and he really used to help me out in certain situations because I was in a very toxic relationship at the time. But he pretty much lied about everything he had going on in his life. He was like a Lejean or whatever his name was from the Who the Fuck Did I Marry series. He just pretty much lied about all the stuff he had going on. So it made me like the person that he said he was. So with this situation, this guy ended up being my close friend, and we were friends for years. Let me pause that real quick. In this video, I was doing my eyeshadow because we were wearing pink, but my lighting was not good, and I was not liking the direction this was going in. So I definitely stopped at some point and took some of this off and kind of started over halfway in the middle of this eyeshadow. Okay, so back to the story. So me and this guy friend, we would go back and forth, and we would always fall out over the smallest things. So one thing I really, really hate, I hate a man who just hates women. And for the longest, I would feel like he was gay, but gay wasn't the word I was looking for. He was just a woman hater, and he's still a woman hater. So to this day, he still posts subliminal things. I don't know if it's to hurt my feelings or if he has multiple women who's hurt his feelings. I don't know. But he is just a very rude, angry man, and he always posts something about either women not really liking other women, or women really how can you feel complete with another bitch, and how can you really, and the answer is simple. Who wants a man who is on the internet glorifying men all day, but bashing women all day? And then you always have negative things to say about things that don't concern you. That's not attractive to a woman. Not to mention, recently, he fell into a whole bunch of money. Mind you, I've known him probably for about 6 or 7 years, and he has never had a job. So now that he has fallen into this money, let's say he got $1 million. So now that he has $1 million, he is at the club showing his bank account, spending money on strippers. The whole city is laughing at him. And I really want to reach out and say something to him. But when I reached out to him a couple of weeks ago, because mind you, we had been friends up until recently, he told me he has money now, and my opinion did not matter. Which that really disturbed me, because one thing I have found in my life is that a lot of people I've known have acquired money, have made money, but things that really bother me are people who get certain advantages and then want to turn around and talk crazy to people who have been through the toughest times with them. Like his mother has passed away, my mother has passed away. Before my mother passed away, she was really sweet to him. She was praying for him. She was encouraging him. And I feel like as a friend, I really helped him when his mother passed away. But of course, because, now he has this money, he just talks to people crazily. I am all types of losers and have all these issues, which nothing is wrong with me. I don't have any of the issues he claims. As soon as someone's mad at you, you're fat, you're broke, all those types of things. But it really disturbs me how much my preference disappoints people, or how much energy he puts into bashing stuff like that on social media. I really, really hate that things have gone this route, but I'm not going to change anything because I'm happy in my relationship. I know in about a year or two, he will be fat and broke, and there'll be nothing he can do to regain my friendship, because every time he's down is when he's back to being my friend. He was just telling me in December how, he had never liked a girl like me before, and he just felt like I was out of his caliber and XYZ, which I was. Because one thing I hate is if someone tries to say, I rely on someone else, or I just date XYZ. I've always been a well-traveled person, single or in a relationship. And just because I've dated people who have things does not mean those are things that I needed from them. Who does not want to date someone who has their shit together? Make it make sense. So now that he has his quote-unquote stuff together, which money does not mean you have your stuff together. But since he thinks he has his stuff together, he just thinks he's better than everyone. And so the point of this message was he personally attacks me on social media every chance he gets. And I really hate that for him, because I'm really at peace with what I have going on. So boom, I don't know if I showed you guys, I had to re-roll my hair because I kept my rollers in longer than 8 hours. And I really think if you leave your rollers in too long, it will misshape your hair. So before I started getting ready, I unrolled my hair and re-rolled it just to make sure that it was rolling in the proper direction. So as you can see, I'm taking my rollers down and my hair is already more voluminous than when I started. So I'm going to comb it out, and I do have a 2x6 closure in. It is behind my hairline, so I am going to hot comb those little pieces in the front so they can lay down flat. They barely stand a chance in this humidity here in Texas. So then I went upstairs and got dressed. Let me know what other types of videos you guys like to see from me, or if you were interested in this one. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys follow me on all platforms at cupcake_KIER. Bye-bye.